Well, hello, my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Anyway, bringing you not your typical fishing report today, but mostly a channel update and a what's on deck, or after seeing what's on deck, what some of you may consider that motherfucker line. But anyway, let's get over here and take a look at just some of the conditions that are right here in the backyard. We'll start out with the old Bobsy gauge here. I haven't got the numbers put on there yet like I'm wanting to. Just about 3 inches over the top of that concrete is 8 foot. And you guys can see the water level's holding pretty good in here. The actual Rumsey level is, I just checked on Google, and it's at 210. And of course it's just green in here. They sprayed the oaks. You can see across there how we've got all the dead vegetation and everything in here now. And I honestly don't know if there's any fish in here or not. Let's get to why I have not been fishing this week. So that's why I'm not giving you an actual report, because I haven't been on the water this week. I have been sicker than a dog. I don't know what's going around, but I got in and kicked my butt, and today's the first day I've been off of the couch. So I've been down here 4 or 5 times just retying and tying things on and trying to get ready to. I'm going to do my best to get out a little bit this evening and go again tomorrow. So let's just I'm going to show you guys what's on the deck for my trip this evening and in the morning. So here we go. First off, I'll just show you the obvious stuff, like my drop shot. I just that's my favorite worm this time of year. When you got all them silver sides out there, and they love the margarita mutilator up here, so that just seems to be the perfect little combination. And I don't know why, other than the fact that it just feels wrong not to have one on your deck when you come to Clear Lake. I still have the frog on here, and the only time I'm throwing it is if I just see a perfect little patch of grass tucked under a dock or next to some tules or up on a little stretch of riprap or something where I just feel like that's a high percentage spot. But it's got to be a spot where I feel like there's a 99% chance of a fish being there that might eat. And I honestly can't even remember my last frog bite. And then here's the buzz bait I've been throwing. Normally, my favorite buzz bait is the double bays with double bladed buzz bait, but this is one that I wanted to try out. It just, I like that big prop. I like how much racket this one makes. I can slow roll it with that big piece of plastic on there, and I have gotten some bites on this, but it's been right at the very, just about the point where I can't even hardly see to cast. That's when I'm getting bit on that. And then here's where things actually start working. But tell me, does that look like a bait that's getting bit to you? This is that I'm probably gonna lie to you, Crush City Mare. But this underspin, when I was getting out, was getting chewed up really good, as you can obviously see. And the only reason I have an A-rig on right now is one day it feels like fall, the next day it doesn't feel like fall, but when fall actually gets here, I'm gonna be ready. So my A-rig is there. So I'm making, before I got sick, I was making 40 casts with it, and I've only gotten 3 or 4 bites with it right now. But it's going to be one of those things that's just that bite's going to pop. And of course, your spinner bait can be super good this time of year. With the water clarity I got right now, I'm throwing the painted willows, but the other side is unpainted, and I'm just going with the shad patterns. And then of course, big surprise here, my favorite bait of all time for Clear Lake. And you guys can see this. This is a fresher bait I've put on, but you can see the evidence that it's getting bit for me. So, bam! And you guys have seen some of my videos I posted before I went down that this executioner here was getting me some fish. But as you guys can tell, I went with the underspin on the executioner, and it's just a personal thing. I'll do one with an underspin, and I'll do one just I call this holding his own, because it's just the bait's doing all the work here. So I'll have the 2 different styles, and I'll alternate them. And then of course, probably what's the #1 bait for people right now, just from what I'm hearing through the grapevine, is the chatterbait. I bet nobody up here's thought about throwing a chatterbait yet. Yeah, right, huh? And then I still got this little Bruiser Cruiser tied on. It's probably time to switch this one out now. Once I get back on the water, I'm sure that's going to get adjusted to a little square bill. But there's a KVD a little square bill out there that I absolutely love. That I wish I should have put it out on deck to show you guys. I'll probably show you guys that a little bit later. But anyway, got the little crankbait on there, and of course the LV500. This is one of the colors I really like up here. But I like the American Shad, the LC hitches, the Ghost. Man, there's your red and black can do you good up here. But I was watching one of Skeet Reese's videos, and he was throwing the LV500, and it was interesting the way he fished it. So if you guys are into the LVs, go to Skeet Reese's channel and check out how he was fishing that bait. I think it might surprise you and interest you, and you'll learn something. And then still got my flip bite. I'm getting bit every trip flipping, and I ran out of my just straight up green pumpkins on the Rage Crawl, so I switched over to this color, and color wasn't making a difference. So it's obviously just a reaction bite at this point right now. And then instead of fishing the jig, because everybody's throwing it a jig at them, I've got the Rogue head on there, so I'm fishing that like a jig, but also I'll fish that like a crankbait this time of year, and I'll just throw it out there and just slow roll it, bouncing it off of them rocks. And this can be an extremely effective bait this time of year. So there you have it. There's what I have tied on. Now, what should I have tied on? I should probably have a rip bait, but I've told you guys in the past, when I'm out fun fishing, it's just not one of my favorite baits of choice, just because I get every single hook on that bait in that fish's head, and I just when I'm out fun fishing, I just don't want to do that much damage to the fish if I don't have to, especially when there's other ways I can catch them. But if I was up here in a tournament, I would definitely have a rip bait tied on. And I know that the plastics guys are just killing them on their Ned rigs and their shaky heads, and that's something that I should have on deck also. But I just can't put them swim baits down, because this time of the year, the reason is you can catch a giant every single trip up here. So I know the big fish are here, so I throw the big baits targeting those big fish. So when you come up here, you just decide, hey, do I want numbers or do I want to go get my personal best? And then that will adjust your baits accordingly. But man, there's big weights. It's taking big weights to win the tournaments up here. And every fish that I have caught before I went down was just fat, sassy, and beautiful. So from what I'm hearing, I went to the ramp today and I talked to some guys, and everyone I've talked to is struggling a little bit. So that just tells me things are fishing a little tighter, and the schools got beat up on pretty good, but they're going to settle down and they're going to fire back up. The temperatures have dropped on us up here. It's one of those deals where you start the day out in your hoodie, and by 9 o'clock you're in your shorts, flip-flops, and your tank top. So that's my favorite time of year to fish, because and then it cools off in the evening, and you'll have a slight breeze all day long. So it's just a comfortable time of the year to fish, and a lot of fun. But anyway, I hope that helps you guys out, and I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me, and not abandoning me for not being consistent. But anyway, you guys know what's next. When you get up here, treat people the way you want to be treated, respect the resource, and peace out, baby.